Book number 1. This book includes more than 50 lessons: strategy, culture, employment brand, boss to coach in the future of work. Coach in the future of work. As you read this book, keep in mind and team leaders is the single biggest factor in your organization's success. Politics and policies won't fit them in declining productivity. CEOs and CHROs will. The people who lead the world's 10,000 largest organizations, including government organizations and non-governmental organizations, NGOs, can fix the world's biggest problems. As with lean management and Six Sigma are transformed, people are transformed, and organizations save enormous amounts of time and money. Everything gets better. People and teams grow and develop, and they're far more successful because their work aligns with their will to have a good or even great job. CEOs and CHROs I know, or how can I audit, if I have a culture of high development? The best item to measure this anywhere in the world is there is someone at work who encourages my development. End quote. When 60% of your employees give a strong yes to this item, you have transformed your workplace and changed the world a little to a lot. CEOs and CHROs governments to change their countries and the world's economic dynamism. While good fiscal policy is better than bad fiscal policy, the biggest levers are in the hands of CEOs and CHROs, not national lawmakers. When employees at all levels aren't no spirit, no ideas, no organic customer growth. Add this all together, and you have declining economic dynamism. With the exception of about 20 companies, this is the same story for big U.S. businesses too, so they grow through acquisitions. What we found surprised us. Shelter remain primary basic needs. For people everywhere, we found that the great global dream is realized primarily when someone has a good job. World leaders, CEOs and harder problems than dramatically improving employee engagement. However, they may never have solved one with so much upside for their own organization's growth, but also for global growth of free enterprise and the next big leap in human development. Ask yourself these questions about your purpose, brand and culture. Align? How clear is your purpose to employees and customers? Are your employees committed to your culture? 4 criteria for successful hire experiences and achievements. 2. Innate tendencies. 3. Multiple interviews. 4. On-the-job observation. If you're a manager, ask yourself members' weaknesses or on their strengths. Book number 2. Live a life of liberty and impact, maximizing your business. I grew up wanting financial independence. I believed I would get this freedom by becoming a business owner. I later discovered that most business owners are chained to their businesses. They can't get away physically, mentally, or emotionally. They're friends with regular jobs are more present at home with their families than they are. Through many years of working with the world's business experiences, I finally found the answers. The 2-day CEO shares the exact strategies that took me from being financially bankrupt and chained to my business, to living a life of liberty through empowering my team. This book is not for everyone. Help ambitious business owners. systemize and scale their businesses while staying balanced in their lives. In this book, the term CEO is used to describe a business owner. Many people reading this book will either be a CEO, manager, or in a leadership role. I started my entrepreneurial journey. Remember getting my first business cards made with my company name on them, Little Feet Inc. I would go door to door asking people in our neighborhood if could clean their houses or do their yard work. Before I graduated high school, I delved into a series of different businesses, including installing car stereos, website design, phone service deregulation, spray tanning, and high school candy distribution. How can I be a two-day CEO? And I have learned how to empower them to do it much better than me. This book is all about my real-world journey to getting to 2 days a week, and the lessons I've learned along the way. There are proven systems and certain key strategies discussed in this book that make it all work. What will I do with my free time? What has allowed me to live has given me the space to launch a company that is in direct alignment with my life's purpose. Rise up, kings. Are you chained to your business? Build a business that creates freedom in their lives. However, as the business grows, they end up becoming chained to it, not able to detach physically, emotionally, or mentally. Their passion dwindles and the business they own eventually owns them. The two-day CEO shares the exact strategies that have taken countless business owners from being consumed by their businesses to living a life of liberty, abundance, and impact. Learn the strategies to become the key parts of your company. Consistently hire the right people. Develop a culture of accountability. Track the right metrics and KPIs. Build a predictable sales machine. Simplify to scale. Book number 3. This book is a collection of Amazon Jeff Bezos writings. The book consists of Bezos' letters, speeches, and interviews, which helps readers know his background. The book is written directly and provides business tactics and distinctive insights that may inspire you. It can be considered a self-help and autobiography book that sheds light on Bezos' management ways. Invent and Wander's easy-to-read style focuses on the mindset of Bezos while managing the company. Since it was written in 2020, the book also focuses on how the COVID-19 pandemic affected the company's management. Being customer-obsessed and having a company with culture are the critical factors of Amazon's success. You can learn more about these issues while reading Bezos' own words. American author, journalist, CEO and successful leader of Aspen Institute Walter Isaacson contributes to this book's introduction. Apart from that, Amazon's former president and CEO Jeff Bezos' own words occur in the book. Why should people have this book? If you are curious about Amazon's goals, it would be beneficial for a deeper understanding of Bezos' background. Besides, you can learn more about how his ideas formed and what differentiates Amazon, as a global company, from other companies. The first is to be curious. Leonardo. In his delight-filled notebooks, we see his mind dancing across all fields of nature with a curiosity that is exuberant and playful. A second key trait is to love and whenever Steve Jobs launched a new product such as the iPod or iPhone, his presentation ended with street signs that showed an intersection of liberal arts street and technology street. Of course, he also has some of the distinguished Steve Jobs and others. Despite his fame and influence, he has remained, behind his boisterous laugh, somewhat of an enigma. But through his life tale and writings, it is possible to get a sense of what drives him. Jeff was a voracious reader with a grandfather would take him to the library, which had a huge collection of science fiction books. Over the summers Jeff worked his way through the shelves, reading hundreds of them. Isaac Asimov and Robert Heinlein became his favorites, and later in life he would not only quote them but also occasionally invoke their rules, lessons, and lingo. Jeff and Mackenzie initially set up they rented near Seattle. They converted the garage into a workspace and brought in 3 Sun workstations. Josh Quittner later wrote in Time. Extension cords snaked from every available outlet in the house to the garage, and a black hole gaped through the ceiling. This was where a pot-bellied stove had been ripped out to make more room. To save money, Bezos went to Home Depot and bought 3 wooden doors. Using angle brackets and 2x4s, he hammered together 3 desks, at a cost of $60 each. End quote. Book number 4.
This book doesn't describe a company. It describes the way for a founder to scale a company. Matt has demystified growing down into simple steps. These are the essentials that every company should implement to operate more effectively. Business building isn't big. In The Great CEO Within, Matt shines an overpowered spotlight on the fog of war that is scaling a company. Daily decisions and actions by the CEO shape the eventual outcome of the company. Therefore, Matt addresses the individual first, CEO, and then the group, the company. The flow is intuitive. As a CEO, you will likely encounter the issues addressed in this book. It's also more than likely you have theorized on how to solve the problems and then got stuck in implementing the solution. The Great CEO Within will help you bridge these gaps with practical, prescriptive steps to your theory. The advice provided exerts the same practicality to the legendary High Output Management, HOM, and I hold HOM in higher regard. We highly recommend the book to any company builders. The book is full of practical it's based on real experience and a desire to help you make a success of your venture. The book is great. Properly run a business.
Book number 5.
From the world's most influential management consulting firm, McKinsey & Company. If you're a CEO perhaps slipping off that perilous perch, take 2 aspirins and call someone in the morning. 2 options for studying the best leaders. 1. Read 20 leadership books. 2. Read CEO Excellence, the equivalent of 20 books. Seven options for studying the best leaders. 1. Recognize your team's performance and give credit where credit is due. 2. Develop a great strategy and build a great culture. 3. Be passionate, and keep learning. 4. Stay courageous. No one is perfect. 5. Include your employees in your organization's goals. 6. Embrace failure. Don't fear it, learn from it. 7. Focus more on the success of others than your own. Pulls back the curtain on how some of the world's greatest business leaders have achieved success. Valuable lessons.